I told my mom we were building a tiny platform. Instead, we built this 2-story solar-powered and the craziest part, she has no idea. It cost us almost $10,000. This is insane. My dad had a boring childhood, so I challenged him to build the world's craziest treehouse with me. I wanted a trapdoor and a slide. He just wanted to be able to turn off the Wi-Fi, so we decided to do everything. We literally drew the plans on a pizza box, named it Project Dragonfly, and promised to finish before the first snowflake. No blueprints, no permits. This is a terrible idea. First, we had to find the perfect spot. We found these giant poplar trees that were literally older than my grandpa. An expert told us we could use these special bolts that let the trees move so the house doesn't get ripped apart. We spent the first day just listening to the wind, and honestly, this spot was perfect. Our original budget was only $5,000 in 2 weeks. Spoiler alert. We blew past that. We got air-dried wood from our neighbor, used rusty barn metal for the siding, and found this super rare walnut that's been in my grandpa's attic since 1987. We added a 40-watt solar kit, a composting toilet, and a custom copper dragon scale roof. This is not a normal treehouse. On day 3, we hit a massive boulder and our giant drill bit completely snapped in half. It was a disaster. I literally Googled how to blow up rocks without the FBI showing up. But instead, we spent 2 days smashing it with a sledgehammer. It was impossible, so we just moved the entire house 18 inches, and it worked perfectly. For the next few weeks, we woke up at 5 a.m. every single day. My dad taught me old school wood tricks, and I showed him how TikTok math is better than high school math. We filmed every few days, and in the next 30 seconds, you're going to watch this entire treehouse come to life. We were working so hard we barely even talked. We hoosed built. If you think our mistakes are hilarious, subscribe right now. We still have to install a wood stove and we have literally no idea what we're doing. Comment your biggest building failed down below so we can all feel a little bit smarter. This dragon scale roof looks insane, but it was a nightmare to build. Each one of these 412 shingles had to be bent by hand over a steel block. My dad invented new swear words. We only had 1 weekend before a huge storm, so we used vinegar and salt to make the copper look old. It turned our hands brown for a week, but now the roof glows green in the moonlight. When we finished, we were too tired to even celebrate. This is where we added all the secrets. We put in stained glass from a demolished church for the windows. I carved a tiny fairy door and my dad hid an LED behind it so it glows at night. We even found a ship S-wheel from an actual shipwreck and called it our compass for daydreams. And the best part, the trapdoor handle is an old trumpet, and when you twist it, the door opens. Okay, why? Here are the final stats for this insane build. The house weighs over 4,000 pounds, held up by 8 massive bolts that can EACH hold 12,000 pounds. The 40-watt solar panel is just enough to power lights and charge our phones, no microwave. For the final step, we had to show my mom. We blindfolded her and led her down a path we lit up with lanterns. You have to see her reaction. She was completely speechless. She literally called it a cathedral. We stayed up all night until the batteries died, and right before we went to sleep, a meteor flew right over the skylight. It was the most perfect ending. We thought this would just be our secret spot, but then something crazy happened. A teacher asked to bring her stressed-out 6th graders here. Then poets started showing up for sunrise readings, so we listed it on Airbnb, and every single dollar we make sends a kid to camp. Over 112 guests have signed the logbook, leaving behind their own stories and dreams. And that's how my dad and I built an impossible castle in the trees. If you have a crazy idea, this is your sign to just go for IT. Like this video if you want a full tour of the compost toilet that doesn't stink, and subscribe. If you believe every kid deserves a trapdoor. For the last empty beam, my dad wants to carve measure twice, cry once, but I'm pushing for dragons welcome. Comment below what we should choose. See you in the next video.